Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Friday, October 10th, 2014. Friday night around 8:20 in Bellevue, Massachusetts. The sun's going down, going to be a little cloudy tonight, and tomorrow we're going to have some rain showers in the area. And Sunday's the pick of the weekend. Some news to report. The Buffalo Sabres are going to host the 2016 NHL entry draft, and also former Boston Bruins defenseman Johnny Boychuk scored his first goal as a member of the New York Islanders this evening. The game's still going on, and the last score I heard was 3-0 Islanders against the Hurricanes. And also, Boston Celtics are playing an exhibition game against the Toronto Raptors. More on the score tomorrow morning. And UMass Lowell's facing off against BC in the Hockey East season opener for both teams. More on that tomorrow. And that's about it on that. And my third and final video blog of the night is about my personality profile. And my personality profile is about one of the most famous sports announcers and sports commentators of all time, Jack Whitaker. Jack Whitaker worked for CBS Sports and ABC Sports for over 30 years. He won several Emmys awards for his sports announcing and sports essays and commentary throughout the years. Jack was born and raised in Philadelphia, and he went to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. He graduated in 1947. After he graduated, Jack started his broadcasting career on the radio in 1947 on WPAM radio as a sportscaster in suburban Philadelphia. He moved over to the television side in 1950, and he was a sportscaster for WCAU TV 10, which back in the 50s was a CBS owned and operated station. Now it's affiliated with NBC. And Jack called Eagles games on the radio for many years, Philadelphia Eagles games on the radio, and he also called them on the television side as well. In 1961, Jack Whitaker started his national sports career on CBS Sports, and he first hosted the CBS Sports Spectacular. The CBS Sports Spectacular was kind of like their version of ABC's Wide World of Sports, showing sports that usually were not in the mainstream, like track and field and figure skating and skiing and other unusual sports. And he also did horse racing and PGA golf, and he for 4 years from 1961 through 1964, Jack called Eagles games for CBS television. This was back then when they had announcers assigned to one team for the NFL games. They would have one announcer set to a NFL team. And also for 5 years, Jack Whitaker hosted the Masters Golf Tournament on CBS, and he hosted it from the famous Butler Cabin. But in 1966, he made a very controversial comment about Augusta National Golf Course. He says that there was particularly, he said the crowd was a mob scene, and that was kind of a little bit of a no-no back in the 60s. And for 5 years, he did not appear at Augusta's National Golf Course hosting the Masters on CBS. He returned in 1972. In 1965, Jack Whitaker moved from doing Eagles games on CBS to replace Chris Schinkel, who moved to ABC Sports as the play-by-play announcer of the New York Giants on CBS. And a lot of fans heard Jack Whitaker's play-by-play announcing in New England because they showed the Eagles game. New York Giants games on CBS affiliates in New England, and a lot of the fans who were New York Giants fans had to drive up to get a hotel in especially Connecticut or Massachusetts and Rhode Island, because back then NFL rules, the home team was blacked out from their local market if they were playing, so the fans came New York Giants fans came up to motels to see their team play. And also Jack did the play-by-play for the first Super Bowl on CBS back in 1967. And by 1968, CBS did away with like having one announcer do like one team. So they had all like a group of the announcers do regional games, and they would go to do different teams. Jack Whitaker was doing play-by-play. He was, I think, the second play-by-play announcer for CBS during that time, from 1968 through the early 70s. He had a variety of partners. He worked for, like, with his color man Frank Gifford and I think Pat Summerall and a couple of others. And by 1974, Jack Whitaker moved to host the NFL Today for CBS for 1 year. And then he was replaced by Brent Musburger, but he still stayed on with like CBS Sports, providing commentary for like the Masters golf tournament, and also he did some essays on the NFL and other sports, the NBA. He worked for CBS Sports until like 1982, which he moved from CBS to ABC. He became like, on ABC, he worked for usually golf tournaments and stuff, and also he did summer and winter Olympic games. Plus, he did a little bit more news stuff for news department for sports stories, like he did for World News Tonight on an ABC News Nightline, and he also did a lot of voiceover work for major sporting events. And Jack continued to appear on like television regularly into the mid-1990s, when he kind of faded into semi-retirement and stuff. He still popped up here and there for like some golf tournaments on CBS and Fox, and he did some essays for like the golf tournaments and stuff. And he's in like several Hall of Fames. So I think he won the National Sportscasters Hall of Fame. He's also in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. He's probably one of the most famous sports play-by-play announcers of all time for NFL and golf, and he's also really one of the best in doing essays, and he's still around. He's 90 years old now. And one more thing Jack did in 1966, he actually hosted a game show called The Face is Familiar. It was a primetime game show for CBS, which was produced by Bob Stewart, and it was a celebrity and a contestant facing off against each other to like find to see a face is familiar, and the face was all scrambled up and things. I saw it only lasted about a few months, and I saw an episode or two of it on Game Show Network years ago. It was probably a good game show, but it didn't last too long. And that's about it on Jack Whitaker. And don't forget, Facebook friends, YouTube followers, this is my final video blog of the night. I'll be back tomorrow for 3 more video blogs. One of the video blogs confirmed for tomorrow will be the top 10 NBA play-by-play announcers who should win the Kirk Gowdy Media Award for Broadcasting Excellence from the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. That's going to be one of the video blogs for tomorrow. And the Sunday, I'm going to do the top 10 NHL announcers who should win the Forrest Stewart Memorial Award for Broadcasting Excellence for the Pro Hockey Hall of Fame. And then probably next week, couple of days, the top 10 of everything and everything will probably take a couple of days break, because it needs a break for once in a while, but it will be back sooner or later. And 2 other subjects tomorrow, I won't mention it until the flash Facebook status of the night for what I do. If you are my Facebook friends, you know who'll be the 2 other subjects. Don't forget, future video blogs will be about Julie Broughton, Local News 6, Heidi Lee Pratt, Crystal Pistol, Janelle Tobin, Tony Ramos, Dee Patel, Donald Beauregard, Bruce Cronin, and Angelo. They all will get video blogs in the near future. And don't forget, Facebook friends, YouTube followers, don't be shy. Send me questions about about like what you want me to answer on a future video blog question and answer one, which will come sometime in November. Need the questions right now because I'm not going to be doing a video blog with me making up questions and answers. And that's about it. Good night, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. See you tomorrow.